So we all are privy to one fact, that immigration all across the world is a very polarizing subject. And US is no exception to it. All the countries in the world have immigration very high at their political agenda.
But as soon as we win the election, the momentum of our great victory will immediately begin stopping the hordes of illegal alien migrants.
So it's a very polarizing and a very sensitive socio-economic and political issue which can definitely impact election results in massive economies like India, in massive economies like US and UK as well.
I will shift massive portions of federal law enforcement.
US President Donald Trump's crackdown on immigration is...
In the United States, Donald Trump's deportation drive is in full swing.
Now in all this scenario, there are certain sections in US which are anti-immigrants. Basically, they are against illegal immigrants definitely, but they are also against immigrants coming into their country, taking up their jobs, taking up their resources and utilizing resources which belong to the original inhabitants of America. Now what is original inhabitant of America? That is another set of debate. But many people, one thing here to notice, that many sections of population in US are against immigrants coming into their country. Now that is one thing. On the other hand, simultaneously there is a new picture which is going on. Millionaires all across the world, especially developing nations like India and China, thousands of millionaires every year, they are migrating from India and China to countries like US, UK or countries like Dubai or areas like Dubai and different other areas in the world, which are basically tax havens or developed nations with a better standard of living. So on one side, where countries like US are not wanting any immigrants, on the other hand, there are millionaires from India and China who are migrating from India and China to these countries. There is a specific video we have already made on millionaire migration from India that you can refer and you can understand the issue at a detail. Now in the crossroads, while these two simultaneous things are going on, that one hand anti-immigration policies are there, on the other hand millionaires are migrating from India and China to these countries. In all of this debate, President Donald J. Trump of US, who is very well known for his decisions, he takes a decision of issuing a golden visa or a golden card to be specific.
President Trump floating the possibility of a $5 million gold card as a pathway to American citizenship.
So it's a gold card. It's somewhat like a green card, but at a higher level of sophistication.
So on February 25th, President Trump announced a new gold card. This is a program that allowed people to pay $5 million.
Now that golden card would be in line to a green card which US issues, and all of you must have heard of this green card. So in US, the issue which is currently boiling upon or the issue which is currently boiling or going on, that is visa for money or citizenship for money. So US, Donald J. Trump, US president, had given a plan that $5 million could buy US golden visa or buy US golden card. And that US golden card would give benefit like US green card only and would pave a way for citizenship in US. So it is basically like giving citizenship to millionaires, giving citizenship to wealthy individuals in US with the investment of $5 million. Now this is an issue which surrounds again a lot of debates. So what this issue is all about, what the debate is all about, was there any earlier program existing? And is the US only country in the world to come up with such golden visa or golden card program? And what would be the ramifications of such a program to US and to the world? All these things we'll be trying to understand in this particular session. Hello, my name is Preetpal Singh and all of you are watching Perspective. Now, President Donald Trump has announced a visa program that is Golden Card, called Golden Card for foreign investors who are seeking to take permanent residentship in US and ultimately getting an American citizenship after this. So this Golden Card is going to give all the benefits like US Green Card and will pave a way for getting American citizenship further on. So President Trump says that we are going to be selling a Golden Card. And we are going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million. And he says that it's going to give you a green card privilege and is also going to be a route to American citizenship. And also he adds to it even further that wealthy people would be coming into our country to buy this card, which means money to US would be coming from rest of the world. So more investments in US would be coming.
Selling a gold card. You have a green card, this is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges plus. It's going to be a route to citizenship.
Now, intricate details of the scheme are not yet known, but still, President US has given all the people enough to talk and debate about. Now, earlier as well, before this golden card, or gold card so to say, US had a similar program which is known as EB-5. Now, EB-5 program was created by US Congress in 1990s, and it is administered by US Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS. And it grants permanent residency, green card, to foreigners who invest in American businesses. So again, it is a sort of a golden card only, but it is a visa which is in relation to investment. We call it as EB-5 program. It existed prior to the golden card. But this had a certain criteria that investors who want to get a US visa and a US green card, they have to invest around $1 million or $1.05 million to be specific, or $800,000 also in certain areas, and create at least 10 jobs for Americans. If any foreign investor is able to do this, they would get a green card, and green card means permanent residentship in US. This was under EB-5 visa program, which existed earlier. Now, while the details are not yet known, but many experts are believing that in this golden visa program or golden card program, no such investment would be required. Just simply money would be given to the US government, $5 million, and US golden card would be given to the foreign investor. Simple. No creation of job is required. No investment in American business is required. That is what till now experts are anticipating. And it also appears that this USCIS, this will administer and regulate the issuance of these golden cards. Also, it will work with Department of State in US plus Department of Commerce in US for further implementation or enhanced smooth implementation of the scheme. Now let's take a minute and let's try to analyze this whole card. Now on one hand, this card is giving money to US government, which means through this card, two things are happening. First, US is creating a source of revenue. That is one thing. Second is, through this card, people who are wanting to acquire a permanent residentship in US, like a green card in US, they would also be getting privileges by just investing certain money in US. So two things are happening simultaneously. The revenue of US government is rising, plus people who want to get citizenship, they might get citizenship just through investment. So it is an easy, clean and simple route to getting a US residentship and getting a US citizenship eventually. However, if you go through social media, you will find one common comment below each and every social media post on this particular issue. And that comment is that the US government or President Donald Trump has opened gates of US for Russian oligarchs or for drug money. So which means many people are highlighting, many citizens of US are highlighting that if a visa for US or a green card for US could be given for money, then give it to drug lords. Because drug lords are the one who would be having $5 million. So many people are criticizing this golden card scheme by adding that just by introducing money for visa or money for green card, what essentially US government has done is opened the gates for drug money coming into the country. And drug lords taking eventually the citizenship of US. Because who has so much money to put in as citizenship? Many people suggest Mexican drug lords. So now Mexican drug lords have a legal way to come to US by just buying a golden card for $5 million, which is not a very big amount for Mexican drug lords or drug mafias. This is one criticism, heavy criticism from different quarters of US citizens. Also alongside this, many citizens of US and many experts, they have put forward their concerns as well. They've said that this green card scheme, it throws several ethical, legal and political concerns for the issue. Basically, many people are suggesting that this program can be seen as putting American citizenship on sale and favoring money over the merit and favoring rich people at the expense of perhaps talented professionals. So which means favoring money over merit and focusing on rich people at the expense of professional people who could have contributed to the economy of the people rather than focusing on that. What US is focusing on is passive investors who could just by giving $5 million could buy the citizenship, could buy the residentship. But what about those professionals? Millions of professionals who are under H-1B visa and different other visa programs who have been waiting since last 10, 20 years to get their green card approval. What about them? In that case, the question is merit or money. That is the debate which has been surrounding in the whole country, or that is the debate which has been surrounding the whole social media in the last many days. Now, other than this, definitely there would be other challenges to this program as well. First challenge would be in US Congress. Now, any significant change to immigration policy of US must be approved by US Congress first. So the Republican Party, which is currently in power, they have majority in both the houses currently. But, however, all the Republicans might not be wanting to support the bill or might not be wanting to support this change. And alongside this, Democrats would definitely be opposing it. So it is one thing is for us to see that is this change ratified by the US Congress or not? That is first thing. Second is in courts, that is in legal arena. So many legal challenges also might arise due to this visa program. So this visa program might create a lot of administrative challenges, which eventually might pose some legal challenges to the government as well. Although the actual question still remains unanswered. And the question is that are other countries also having these kind of golden visa or golden passport programs, or US is the first country? The answer is obviously not. There are numerous countries in hundreds in the whole world who are having such type of golden visa or golden passport programs where you can definitely buy a passport or a golden visa, special privileges in the country just by investing certain amount of money. On an average, it is around $1 lakh. Investing in a normal country in Europe or Caribbean islands to get a citizenship over there or permanent residentship over there. So actually St. Kitts and Nevis, which is in Caribbean, were amongst the first countries to create a citizenship by investment program in the year 1984. And they did so to bolster or improve their cash-strapped economy so that investors from outside could come, give money to the government and get the permanent residentship or citizenship privileges which they want. So Portugal also did it in response to their 2008-9 global financial crisis. Also in 2012, European debt crisis also this was done. And according to Henley & Partners, a global firm, it suggests that golden visa legislation has been introduced in over 100 nations, 100 countries across the world. This includes over 60% of European states, whether it be your Portugal, Spain, Greece, Malta, as well as some countries, prominent countries like Australia, Canada, Italy, UK, and now US as well. So one thing is very clear, that this is not new. And this is not one of its kind. Many countries throughout the world are using it as a tool of revenue, that is one thing. Second, as a tool to attract foreign investors, so that wealthy individuals come to their country. Let's say, take an example, if a wealthy individual from India buys a $5 million golden card in US, which means the person is buying permanent residentship in US. So when the person comes to US, buys this card, gives this money to US government, this is the first place where US earns the revenue. Now in second instance, that person would be living in US and that person would be having much more than $5 million. If that person is wanting to buy a citizenship or a residentship for $5 million, that person would be much richer than that. So let's say the person is having $50 million or $40 million with himself or herself. That person, while living in US, would also contribute to the economy of US in some way. They might establish an office in US, they might spend money, they might purchase a car, they might do all sort of activities in US itself. And that person is a rich person, so they'll be spending huge amount of money in US. So in this way, in two ways, one is improving the revenue and second is enhancing economic activity level in US. This could help US economy to revive and to ensure that US growth rate increases. So basically, economic activity of US as a country, as a large country, would improve if such kind of visa program is implemented. That is what those who are supporting the US visa, golden visa program, those who are the supporters of it, they give this argument. However, one critical point we have already seen. That is it like citizenship is on sale? That is the question. Second question is that is it leading to any wrongdoings? Definitely the answer is yes. So because of the rising instances of such programs in the world, several visa holders have been accused of misusing such programs. Biggest risks surrounding these programs includes first risk to security, second the risk of money laundering, third the risk of tax evasion, and fourth the risk of corruption. So all these four risks and four issues, one is of security, one is of money laundering, one is of tax evasion, and one is of corruption. All these four issues are very inherently associated with such kind of programs. So this also needs to be looked on carefully while this program is implemented in US. Now, one example of this misuse can be seen in the example of economic fugitive from India. So you all know of Mehul Choksi, who's accused of a 13,000 crore scam, banking scam in India. Now he fled to Caribbean, country like Antigua and Barbuda. He fled there and got a citizenship through this investment plan only. So he acquired a citizenship through an investment program. And similarly, businessman Nirav Modi, he has acquired a visa in UK through an investment program in 2015, where allegedly he's staying now. So this has been used by a lot of economic fugitives from countries like India and different other countries as well to get citizenship somewhere else, which makes very difficult for these people to get extradited back to India. So that is one very heavy misuse, example of which we can see in the real life as well. Now, some countries, they've definitely sought to tighten the rules, to scrutinize the applications even more. And also, for example, UK, for instance, they have also curbed and put a lot of restriction on these kind of issues or these kind of visas after the Russia-Ukraine war, because many Russian people, after getting a lot of sanctions, they started immigrating to US based on these visas. So UK has also tightened its rules, and US also needs to tighten its rules. Definitely security-wise, money laundering-wise, corruption-wise, tax evasion-wise, these rules needs to be tightened. Better background verification is required of an individual. Educational qualification, background verification, criminal background verification is required to ensure that a person who's acquiring the visa is acquiring it for economic purposes and no other purposes. And that too, legitimate economic purposes. The purpose is not just to earn $5 million money. The purpose is to let prosperous people, legitimate people, honest people who are high net worth individuals come into US and invest in US. That is the actual purpose, so that they help in US economy. So in order to ensure this, better scrutiny is required, better implementation is required. The policy in itself is not bad. What makes a policy good or bad is its implementation. If it's implemented properly, definitely it will serve US well. But one prominent question before leaving which you might ask is that, sir, what about Indians? Now let's briefly talk about Indians in this case. Now in 2023, the financial year of 2023-2024, only 631 Indians, they have obtained US green cards of this EB5 program. Now in a year under this EB5 program, only 10,000 green cards are issued. And out of those 10,000 green cards, around 631 Indians have received green cards. So the number is definitely abysmally very low. So small number of people, small number of Indians have applied for this scheme through investment route, where the investment is $1 million under EB5 program. So when the investment is increased to $5 million, it is for us to see that how many Indians apply for it. Definitely lesser than what they are applying in the EB5 program. And definitely it is more than 43 crores at the current exchange rate, which might not be very attractive for many Indians. Also, according to the US government data, over 1 million Indians are still waiting for getting a green card in US currently. In employment-based categories, the backlog of Indian applicants is projected to reach around 2.19 million individuals by the year 2030. So which means millions of Indians in US who are living in US, working in US, doing everything in US, they are waiting in US to get a green card. That is to get permanent residentship privileges. The number and the queue is very, very huge. It's very, very long. And any new category would only and only add to the waiting period. So it is for us to see that what happens with this US Golden Visa program. Is it a success or a failure? Let us see future holds that for us. And for Indians, what will be the impact? Again, it is for the future to tell about that. I hope you gained a new perspective from the session and you understood about the golden visa policy of several countries and how does it work and what are the positives and negatives. Now, what are your opinions surrounding these golden visa programs of US and different other countries? And the question is, should India have such program in place or not? Please try to answer this question in the comment section. I'll be very happy to read your comments. All the very best and have a beautiful day. Thank you.